Hi, my name is Logan, and today I'm going to be talking about, well, two things. So I'll just get into it after the theme song. So, first off, I'd like to say that I am extremely apologetic for not posting in such a long time. There was just a lot going on in my life, and I wasn't able to focus on videos at the time. But now I'm back, and I am back for good, and I will still be reviewing most of the shows I said I'd be reviewing. I think I'm not going to be reviewing Doctor Who, mainly because I can't get access to it. But I'll add a show on to make everyone happy. But yeah, so I say let's just get into it. And once again, I'm very, very sorry, and I hope you guys continue to watch my videos. Well, now that that's off my chest, let's get into what I'm really here to talk about. So as you guys probably know, or maybe you don't, so that's why I'm going to say it, but you guys probably know this. In November, there's going to be a new TV show coming out. It's going to be a Netflix TV show. It's done by Marvel. It's called Jessica Jones. It's going to be a really, really interesting TV show. It's a sequel to Daredevil, and this is just my warning about it. So I just want to say this show is going to be very, very mature. Like, if you are young, do not watch this show. I mean, I do not want you watching this show if you were like, I don't know, I don't want like maybe 16. I don't want like 13-year-olds or someone younger than 13 watching this show. It is going to be very, very, very mature. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to be very mature. And it might not be super mature, but if it follows the comics in any way, it's going to be very mature. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the comics right now. So, warning, there will be mature content in throughout the rest of this video. So if you are below the age of, I don't know, if you think that you shouldn't be watching this, please don't. Please turn this video off now and please leave. But if you think you're old enough to handle it, then continue. So let's get into it. Jessica Jones. I read her first few comics because I didn't know anything about her. I had no idea who she was. I didn't know anything about her. So I got some of her first few comics. And let me just tell you that her first few comics were Marvel's first uncensored comics. So they had F-bombs all over the place. It was the first time Marvel had ever actually thrown in F-bombs. Like, normally they'll just like scratch them out or something, like use like symbols to say, oh, he said this, but it won't show you. And then it's got like sex, and not like cutesy sex or like naughty sex, but like hardcore, just terrible sex. It's got a lot of stuff in it. So when I read this comic, it made me cry. I normally don't cry when I read comics. Now, I'm a huge crybaby when I watch movies or TV shows. When I'm reading comics, it's just kind of like, don't get me wrong, I love the comics, but it's like I don't normally cry. I get emotional, but I don't cry. This made me bawl. It was terrible. So it started off where we see Jessica Jones, and she's an alcoholic, and maybe spoilers alert, by the way, for the TV show if they do decide to follow the comics this way. But anywho, so it started off where we see Jessica Jones as an alcoholic, and it was not fun. And then we see her meet Luke Cage, and she says to Luke Cage that she will literally just let him do anything to her. So he pretty much just, he has sex with her anally. And we learn that the reason that she is letting him do this is because she doesn't feel anymore. She has no feeling. She wants to feel something, pain, humiliation. She doesn't care. She has no emotions anymore. So We then learn why. So we go back and we learn that she's actually has already been a superhero, who was known as the Pulse. That was her superhero name. And one of the first villains she fought, maybe not one of the first, I can't remember, is Purple Man. Now, Purple Man is a purple man, and his superpower is telepathy. So the Purple Man, she comes to the Purple Man, and literally the first thing the Purple Man does is he hypnotizes her and makes her undress herself. She's just like, well, first he's like, what's your real name? And she's like, Jessica Jones. And he's like, that's a very pretty name. Now please undress yourself. And she does it. She just completely undresses herself. Then for 8 months, he kidnaps her and he sexually abuses her. Like, it's terrible. So he mentally makes her fall in love with him and then sexually obsess over him. And then he takes college students and he has sex with these college students in front of her. And the entire time, she is begging him to replace those college students with her. And he does this to her for 8 months. We don't know, I mean, we're never told like if he actually ever raped her or anything like that, but he probably did. So that's what the comic is, and I'm expecting that to be what the TV show is, because Netflix, you're allowed to do stuff like that in Netflix. Now, normally Marvel doesn't do stuff like that. Marvel likes to be a little more family friendly, but who knows? I mean, they're probably going to do at least, they're probably going to follow it. They might not be as harsh as the comics were, but it's going to be bad. I just want to say that. And please, if you don't think you can handle that, do not watch that show. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to review it, and I'll probably enjoy it. But I don't think anyone who doesn't want to watch that show should.